Hello. Can everybody hear me okay? Sort of. We have a request for increased volume. All right. Is that better? Okay. You're welcome. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Guide Dogs for the Blind. My name is Caroline Wilkins, and I've been the supervisor for this class of 2 clients that were with us for the past 2 weeks. We also have 2 clients that have completed their training in-home during this same time period, so we'll be speaking about them as well. I just wanted to welcome you, those of you that are here with us in person, as well as those of you that are joining us virtually. We are live streaming today, like I said, from Guide Dogs for the Blind on our beautiful Oregon campus. So we are here today to celebrate the partnerships of 4 new guide dog teams. And we're so happy that you could be with us today, whether this is your first time, your second time, maybe it's your 30th graduation. There's always something new to experience. And again, thank you for joining us. Okay, I'll do my best. So first, I would like to thank our puppy raisers. Thank you so much to everything that you have put into these dogs from the moment that you brought them into your homes till the moment you brought them back to campus. We can't thank you enough for all your work and dedication. You put your hearts and souls into these dogs, and it really shows. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all of that work. Our donors, I'd especially like to thank our donors. We do not receive any government funding, so we rely heavily on our donors. I have a special donor I'd like to thank today. Her name is Catherine Krutschnitt of Hillsborough, California, and she has generously sponsored one of our clients today, Linda McLeod, with guide dog Gideon. So thank you so much, Catherine. I'd also like to thank our volunteers and employees. Again, we couldn't do this mission without you, whether you help in direct dog care or helping with our clients, driving to and from the airport. Again, we could not fulfill this mission with all of the help we receive from our volunteers and our employees. Thank you so much. Now we'd like to share a short video about our mission. This video is audio described. So in addition to the narrator, you will hear a second voice describing scenes that you'll be seeing on the video. Captions are also included. These inclusive features ensure everyone can access and enjoy the video. Please enjoy.
Logos, Guide Dogs for the Blind and Guide Dogs for the Blind International.
Hello, I'm Noah Wiley.
A mama nurses a litter.
There's a special magic about Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Puppy bellies and wiggling tails.
Some might say it's the dogs.
Puppies squirm in a pile.
These courageous guides who change people's lives.
2 black puppies at a gate. Outside, a woman hugs her guide dog.
There's magic in the people, too.
A man walks with his dog. An older puppy licks a woman's cheek.
Like the volunteer puppy raisers.
Volunteers with puppies.
Who socialize and care for puppies in their homes.
Out walking in their neighborhood.
Encouraging them to explore new surroundings.
Riding the train.
And giving them love and guidance.
In the park.
To help prepare them to be a guide dog.
And in a group at the airport.
And, when it's time, part ways so that the puppy they have raised can go on to change someone's life.
A team on a city sidewalk.
When dogs return to our campuses, our world-class instructors work their magic to maximize each dog's potential to become highly skilled, smart, and loving companions.
Instructors with dogs.
Teaching each dog how to safely guide someone who is blind or visually impaired through the world when they're at home.
Relaxing by a fireplace.
Hiking.
On a forest trail.
Visiting friends.
At a picnic table.
Catching a plane.
Navigating baggage claim.
Heading downtown.
In a city crosswalk.
Across town.
Along a riverfront.
Taking public transportation.
At a train station.
Or heading to work.
Riding an escalator.
They will even disobey a command if it means keeping their handlers safe.
People with guides in their neighborhoods.
Those who are on the other end of the harness might say the magic is there, moving freely through the world with ease, confidence, and independence. Along the way, helping them develop new relationships, connect with new people, building stronger, more compassionate communities.
A group of people with their guide dogs in Chinatown.
We know there is magic in these partnerships.
A woman hugs her dog.
The bonds that are formed,
Another kisses her dog's head.
the places they go,
A group of people and guide dogs at the Golden Gate Bridge.
the dreams that come true.
A woman leads small boys on a walk with her dog.
It's in the care,
Playing in a yard.
the friendship,
A woman pets a dog.
the lifetime of love.
Lying in her lap.
It's the ability to live a fuller life without limits.
A woman scales an indoor climbing wall.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, you are part of an amazing community that works together to make these partnerships possible at no cost to our clients.
Vets give checkups.
A community that helps us care for the health of our dogs over their lifetime. A community that provides the necessary training to help prepare potential clients for the guide dog lifestyle.
Instructors with clients.
A community that gives children in our youth programs the opportunity to experience the magic of a guide dog, to see if having a dog may be right for them.
Children interact and play with dogs.
A community that makes dreams of inclusion, enhanced confidence,
Clients walk with dogs.
mobility, independence, and companionship come true.
A man with his dog on the beach.
That's the magic of Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Share an orange sunset.
And it's all because of you.
He hugs his dog. Blackout. Logos. Guide Dogs for the Blind and Guide Dogs for the Blind International. The light fades to black.
Okay, now I would like to introduce the two instructors that were a part of this class. First, I have Haley Williams, who you'll see later, who's doing the dog demonstration, and then Joey Fote-Mead, who will be introducing the clients. And Joey will come up now.
Hello. Like she said, my name is Joey Fote-Mead. I'm a guide dog mobility instructor here on the Oregon campus. And I get the pleasure of introducing these two clients and the two clients that graduated in in-home trainings. The first client to come up on the stage is Chris Chamberlain of Coburg, Ontario. Chris is a retired business owner in the assistive technology field. He lives with his wife and her guide dog. This is Chris's fourth guide dog, marking almost 30 years as a guide dog handler. Chris loves music, attending theater shows, and kayaking. Chris is receiving Shelby, a petite female black Labrador retriever raised by Marlene Edmonds of Washington and Heather Flatman of Bothell, Washington.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. This is a great experience to be up here yet again for the third time graduating with a guide dog from Guide Dogs for the Blind. Each training program has been unique in its own way, and that's generally because of the dog that I've received. I've had one male from Guide Dogs and two females. And Shelby is not disappointed in any way. She's a great, young, sweet little dog, full of spirit. And I think our journey together will be a successful, wonderful time. I'd like to thank our trainers, Joey and Haley, and our class supervisor, Caroline, who are absolutely wonderful. Relaxed, very, very precise in showing us the different aspects of dogs and training with our dogs. And it was just a wonderful 2 weeks in that respect. I'd also like to thank the puppy raisers who I met about an hour and a half ago, who are two wonderful ladies, Marlene and Heather. And we shared some experiences, or they did, with Shelby, to prepare me for what I might anticipate in the next few months. And very excited about that. I also really want to give a shout out to the nursing staff here at Guide Dogs in Oregon, because without them, I'm not sure I might be standing up here today. I spent the past week with some real serious flu symptoms, and these folks were just marvelous at advising me what to take, making sure that I was hydrated, and I can't say enough about the work they've done to help me. The staff, the cooking was wonderful, and virtually every experience here, the volunteers I met. I went out last Sunday to Portland with a lovely older couple who showed me a little bit of Portland and showed me around a couple of parks, and were very descriptive, so I got a lot out of it. We afterwards went off to have a coffee, and one of the volunteers, Nikki, was by on Friday, and she brought me a pound of coffee from Boring. She said, "You can't go home without a pound of coffee from Boring," which I thought was very, very nice. So all in all, the past 2 weeks have been perfect. I look forward to my time with Shelby, and she's already straining at the leash. As you can see, I think she's stretching. She is a bit of a character, I must tell you. So I think we'll have fun. And she's kind of the opposite of me. I'm more stoic and quiet. Shelby will more than make up for the other aspect that I don't have. And again, everyone, I want to thank you so much. It's been a great time, and I'll be heading home tonight, and look forward to the future with my dog. Thanks.
I can do this without crying. So I want to just start with a name poem for Shelby. Sweet, smart, happy, endless joy, loving and loyal, beautiful. And it was really hard for me to find a Y word, so I picked yesterday. We'll have her yesterdays, and Chris, you'll have her tomorrows. It's been wonderful to get to know you and meet you, even for this short time, and especially to see how much you've already bonded to Shelby and love her so much. Shelby, or Miss Wigglebutt, as we used to call her, is probably the most enjoyable and sweet-natured puppy I've raised. And she was number 9 for me. She was a hard one to return. We kept praying she'd come back to us. And she left a big hole in our hearts and those of our families. I know she'll work hard and happily for you, Chris. And I know she'll bring lots of love and fun to your life and to your family. And we're so happy that she got matched with such a wonderful person. So maybe I can't do this.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate everything Marlene said. Shelby is every puppy raiser's dream. I don't know anybody who's raised puppies here. She's just lovely from the word go. So easy and so affectionate. And as Marlene said, it's been really good to get to know Chris, and hopefully we might even get a trip to Toronto to see her. We loved her that much. Yeah. Okay. Happy travels with her, Chris, and I hope she works well for you.
Congratulations, Chris and Shelby, and thank you so much for raising a wonderful dog. Next up, we have Linda McLeod of San Jose, California. Linda is a retired lawyer of almost 30 years. She lives in the Bay Area with her husband, Bruce, and is a mother to 2 adult children, Ian and Jillian. Linda loves to socialize, hike, spend time outdoors, and visiting museums. Linda is receiving Gideon, a male black Labrador retriever with floppy ears. Gideon was raised by Julaine Trapp of Portland, Oregon, Rebecca Spear of Newburgh, Oregon, and Charlene Potter of Tualatin, Oregon. The 3 puppy raisers weren't able to make it today, But in case they're watching on the live stream, we thank you and can't express our gratitude enough for all the hard work you put into raising such an amazing dog. So we have Tanya Cintron, a apprentice guide dog mobility instructor here that trained Gideon to represent Gideon's fan club.
Hi, everyone. My name is Linda McLeod. I want to first start with thanking my puppy raisers, Gideon's puppy raisers, not mine, Charlene and Rebecca. I was able to talk to Charlene on the phone, and it was a lovely conversation, and I enjoyed hearing all about Gideon's raising and all of his characteristics, his love of ice, but avoidance of puddles. And Charlene says that Rebecca is traveling, from what I understand. Charlene says that she hopes that she and Rebecca can make a road trip down to San Jose. We talked a little bit about growing up in San Jose because Charlene is from that area. And I want both of them to know, if you're watching, that there is a space for you in my home so that Gideon can see his original mommies. Again, and I want to thank you for giving me such a beautiful dog. He's lovely, he's hardworking, and he keeps looking up at me trying to figure out what I want. And sometimes I don't know, but I know he's there for me, and that's what's most important. I need to compose myself. I need to thank my family, my husband Bruce, who's here. He was sitting next to me. He is my rock. My daughter Jillian, who's my North Star, and my son Ian, who is my pearl of wisdom. I want to thank my other extended family as well for giving me the love and support that I needed to get here. I want to thank my friends. There's so many of you out there watching today. All the texts and messages and voicemails and letters and whatever else it was. I felt every day like I could move mountains knowing that you were behind me. I want to thank my daring sisters, both the rock stars and the unleashed ones. You literally carried me over the threshold to this place, and you believed in me when I didn't think I could do it. I want to thank my sponsor, the guide dog sponsor, actually. Her name is Catherine. And I hope what I say today gives you the confidence that your interest and your support is well placed in this organization. I want to thank Chris, my classmate. Because there were only 2 of us in this class, we were able to get to know each other really very well. And he was such a support and such a source of knowledge, having had 4 dogs. And anytime I went to him and asked him a question, he usually had a terrific answer, and he was always so reassuring for me. And I look forward to having phone calls with you in the future, and I would be honored to call you my friend. And I hope someday that Princess Shelby will someday get together again with Prince Gideon. Let's see. There are other people I want to thank. Let me think. I want to say as follows. You know, when you're blind or visually impaired, you spend most of your days adapting to a world that is made for sighted people. And that means that 9 times out of 10, it's not accessible, it's not made for you, you're struggling with an environment that is confusing, and you're trying to just use non-standard methods to navigate the world. And I have to say, for the first time in 30 years, coming here, I felt like for the first time that this was a place that accommodated me. I did not have to accommodate to it. And why that's so significant is that it gave me the space to really enjoy and learn about this new relationship that I was going to have with this dog. And also it gave me a sense that I was important and heard and understood. And that's what Guide Dog does. But of course, it's not about me. It's really about the dogs. And I'm going to tell you a story. I'll try to make it short. But the story is that before I came here, I was at a retreat. It was a 4-day retreat with 12 women and 6 guide dogs. You can imagine the chaos. One of the excursions of this retreat was a hike along in Utah, Park City. There was a hike along a pretty rocky, narrow, rough kind of trail. It had stumps and tree roots and boulders and vegetation everywhere. And there were no sighted guides. And one of the daring sisters I was with, her name is Janet. Janet had a dog that you guys this organization may know. His name is Poppet. Her name is Poppet. Poppet was a dog that was featured in the documentary Pick of the Litter. She was trained right here at this location, I think 4 or 5 years ago, I can't remember. But anyway, so we're on this hike, and Janet told me, Linda, put your hand on my shoulder, and Poppet will help guide you. And so Poppet guided Janet, and Poppet and Janet guided me. And we were on this trail, this difficult trail, for 90 minutes. And the bond that I saw between Poppet and Janet and the relationship that they had me in awe. And it made me realize how lucky I was going to be able to have this type of relationship. So I want to thank you all so much for giving me Gideon.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tanya, and I'm an apprentice guide dog mobility instructor here at Guide Dogs. And yesterday I had the pleasure of meeting Linda and Gideon together. And I think that moment really made me feel like this is where I want to be. Gideon was one of the first dogs I've trained with my lovely mentor, under great supervision, of course. And he was a favorite on campus, and a lot of the people in the kennel and everyone who met him was very happy to see him because of his beautiful floppy ears, and he always loved to he loved to work, and he loved to learn new things, and when he wasn't working, he was taking naps. So, he was either one or the other, and I enjoyed working with him so much. And I want to say, thank you to the puppy raisers. They made training him very easy for me, and he is great at obedience and loving and caring, and he's just a great dog overall. When he finished his first task for guide work, and I knew that he was officially going to be a guide dog, and I was told that he was going to meet you eventually.
Yes. I remember who I forgot to thank.
Margie? Probably.
The trainers, and the nurses, and the administrators, and Caroline, and everybody.
She said the trainers and everybody and the mentors. You want to say that again? Okay. So after that, I knew that I was going to kind of experience something that was life-changing, and I really hope that you guys have a wonderful career together, and I'm absolutely looking forward to all your future adventures, and I really want to hear about hiking again with Gideon this time.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so I hope that you guys have both a wonderful career together, and it's really nice to meet you.
Thank you. I'm passing the mic. Here you
Congratulations to Linda and Gideon, and thank you, Tanya. And thank you again to Gideon's Razors. You're missed today. So we're also celebrating two trainings that happened in-home. They aren't here today, but we just want to send a hearty congratulations to Jill Gilbo of Antelope, California, who received in-home training with Jessica, a female golden retriever raised by Mary Lalone of Olympia, Washington, and Joe and Charlene Witzak of Tumwater, Washington. We also had Miss Diana Willis of Garden City, Idaho. She received in-home training with Babs, a female yellow Labrador retriever raised by John and Karen Tyson of Squin, Washington. Congratulations to those teams, and thank you to those raisers. I'll hand the mic back to Caroline.
All right. Before we start our guide dog demonstration, I just also wanted to personally congratulate both Chris and Linda. You guys put in the work these past 2 weeks, and it showed. And I just want to thank you for your dedication while you've been here. And I wish you safe travels. Okay, now we're going to move on to a guide dog demonstration. And apprentice instructor Haley Williams is coming up with female black lab Waverly. So, during training, our dogs learn most of their skills involved with guide work through the use of a clicker, which Haley is demonstrating. The clicker marks a behavior we want the dog to repeat. So the clicker makes communication much more consistent and timelier than praise or just food alone. So we start by pairing food with the sound of the clicker, which this dog already clearly understands what that click means. As soon as she hears that click, she is looking at Haley in anticipation of that food reward. So once the dog understands that the click means food, then we can pair it with a desired behavior. So Haley was just demonstrating just some simple sits and downs, and you could see how enthusiastic Waverly was to complete those behaviors. Now Haley is going ahead and putting the harness on. And so we can also use the clicking technique when they're doing something like stopping for a curb or going into that down position. When they hear that click, they think food. And of course, these guys are mostly Labradors, so they want to repeat that behavior in anticipation of possibly getting that coveted kibble reward. And for those of you that may not know, that is all we're using for reward is just their regular dog food. And they just love it. They think it's the best thing in the world. So now we're going to move on to a chair targeting demonstration. So this is using something we call a back chaining technique. Haley's going to start by showing Waverly a hand target. And Waverly's going to touch her hand and get that food reward. And once the dog starts touching that hand, sometimes they think it's a setup. They think, I'm not supposed to do that. Yeah, and we have to get them jazzed up a little bit. We'll do one more hand target. And now that she's got that hand target, Haley can put her hand onto the bench, and the dog will move towards the hand target to get that reward. Once we've done that a few times, and we feel like she knows that behavior, then Haley can start taking a step or two away from our target. So Waverly tried to put her feet up on the bench, and that happens frequently as well. And we just have to manage that excess energy. I won't say excessive, because we like energy when we're teaching guide work. So now that she's so enthusiastic to move to that bench, Haley is increasing the distance. And now I think she can pick up that harness handle. Do you think she'll be able to do it? I think so. We could even try one more time from a little further back and see if she can find that chair. Oh, I think she's looking forward to it. There she goes. Look at her go. All right, let's give a hand for Haley and Waverly. So both Haley and Waverly will be available after the ceremony ends. If anybody has any questions about our program, feel free to go ahead and ask those. All right, so in closing, I just want to thank you again, everybody, for attending today. Again, congrats to Linda and Chris. Like I said yesterday, I hope to not see you for another 8 to 10 years, unless it's on a regularly scheduled follow-up trip. If you are interested in volunteering or joining our staff or know anyone who would benefit from our services, please ask any staff member you see, or you can always check out guidedogs.com. And if you're interested in making a donation to support our mission, you could text the word graduation to 50155. All right, we will have some refreshments in our lobby, as well as the gift shop will remain open for a short period at the end of the ceremony. And I want to thank you once again for joining us, and I hope you have a lovely afternoon.